Hey guys, editing Future K9 here, just introducing you to the fact that I'm going to be doing a really weird video, but I'm just going to preface this that I will have the full version of the video for my Ko-fi supporters, which will be on a special playlist. This will give you access to both my YouTube channels and also exclusive stuff that I've made, all available for only $3. That's right, only $3. So if you want to grab it and just a small way of supporting me, just to watch the whole entire thing. Also check out the original video, please check out the description below, and let's get to it! Okay, welcome back guys to another video, which is from YouTube user Just Yappin. But yeah, I will link his video in the YouTube description. I'm gonna channel a little bit of the reactionary in me and try and do some reaction content today because I've been on a Dragon Ball bender lately. I've rewatched Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, and I'm getting towards the end of Z and trying to decide whether I continue watching more Dragon Ball content or whether I move on to another nostalgic anime from my 90s childhood. To preface this a little bit, I don't really have too much bias towards Dragon Ball GT. I don't really have any bias really, because as a kid I only saw maybe a handful of episodes just really randomly because they were on paid cable in my country and I did not have paid cable, so I won't really remember much of it at all really. Just some fleeting scenes here and there, and then, you know, clips will pop up around the place and stuff. So there's people that say they really like it, and then there's people that say they really hate it. So I really don't know what to believe, and I feel like I can go into this, I guess, you know, without really too much of a bias. I also thought I might premiere my new PNG model. And there we go, hi! I think it's kind of, you know, pretty fitting for today's episode, so hi, we're gonna use it. Let me know if you guys like it. I'm still not sure if I'm gonna make this a regular thing, but I thought I'd give it a go.
Start the story off with Goku sparring with Oob at Kami's lookout. As this is happening, on the outside we see
yeah, I do vaguely remember they tried to continue Z with this.
From exhaustion. And in the English dub, Dende says this:
Popo, get the first aid kit!
What the
What? Get the first... Dende, you have healing powers, mate. Like, that's like your thing. You have healing powers.
Which means these Dragon Balls have been around this entire time, and Emperor Pilaf just somehow knows about this. Okay, we're only like 3 minutes into the show.
Riddle me this. How can we have other Dragon Balls that are supposedly in the lookout? Because if that was the case, there would have been so many scenarios in Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z where they could have just solved their problem by, oh, we lost the Dragon Balls? Yeah, let's go use the other ones. Where did these Black Star Dragon Balls come from? It's just that, oh, we were hiding them secretly in the lookout tower and we just forgot they were there. That seems kinda... what?
How did Emperor Pilaf find these so quickly? These Dragon Balls are more powerful than the regular Dragon Balls, and we can assume that how dangerous they are is the reason why they're hidden in the temple in the first place and nobody knew about them.
Yeah, but even if they're that dangerous, like, if the world was basically exploding, or the whole universe in the case of the Baby Saga, wouldn't you want to take that chance anyway, even if they are that dangerous?
He came in this direction. That's right. Goku doesn't know what's going on right now, even though the sky has gone completely black and there's
the sky has gone black. He also would have like detected something in, you know, he would have detected the ki energy like changing. Like that's like his whole thing, you know, they sense energy and stuff, you know, it's yeah, he's walking through like he totally wouldn't have seen that.
Whereas Pilaf, I don't know, he completely disappears.
He's gone? Like, he's just a plot device? He's not even like in the show? Yeah, Popo, aren't you like millennia old at this point? You would know about the Black Star Dragon Balls if they were a thing. I'm confused. They did my boy dirty. They did my boy Gohan dirty. Like, I get it, you know, Chi-Chi forced him to study and he becomes a scholar and then he ends up liking it because he was pushed to study, and that could be a totally separate video of people arguing whether or not Gohan should have turned into a huge major geek. But like, he can be, you know, intelligent, but he doesn't have to be this stereotypical dweeb that's just, I don't like fighting, look at me, I'm gonna have like an absolute, you know, chopped haircut or whatever. That's a totally, that feels like it could be its own discussion in itself. But poor guy, they even gave him a freaking forehead in this scene. What the heck? Who drew this frame?
contrivance. I would say take a shot for each one, but you might get.
Oh, this could totally be a drinking game. For my own sanity today and for everyone else's sakes, I am not going to drink, but I will take a sip just to stay hydrated.
There's the easy way and then there's the fun way.
That mustache, bro. Also, everyone online that's always memeing on how he says mustache is really funny because, you know, they make fun of how he says it, but the way he says it is in such, like, I want to say in like an Australian way because we say mustache, or at least like the older generation do. So when he's like, I shaved my mustache, and it's just like, you see those clips fly around and everyone always just calls it moustache, like, guys, there are other English dialects, just saying. Yeah, Gohan actually wanted to go, he wanted to, like, you know, his actual, like, classic character trait of, I want to go on this adventure with my dad type thing, the thing that some episodes try to backtrack on, like, he wanted to come, they could have let him come, it could have been, they could have had Gohan on the trip, but I guess Gohan's smart. They don't want a smart guy.
They can track the Black Star Dragon Balls too, which brings us right back to the beginning.
They have a radar? Wait, but okay. So yeah, the radar working, fine. I can accept that. But then if the radar worked, they would have learnt about these so-called Black Star Dragon Balls earlier in the other shows. Guys, there's like 7 signals randomly here. What's going on, you know? Oh, they got a robot sidekick, do they? Wait, how does he fuse with the radar, huh?
Go for the Dragon Balls, and he does this.
Pan!
She'll be okay. We better get the Dragon Balls first. Hey, that's the wrong way!
What the hell, Goku? That's your granddaughter! She just let out a harrowing yell and you decide the Dragon Ball...
Yeah, that's out of character for Goku. He hears Pan, like, scream and cry and, she'll be okay. Like, that is not Goku. That is not my boy Goku. Like, the pacing of Dragon Ball Z is not actually bad. It's like... It's actually pretty forgiving, you know? And if pacing is a problem for you, go watch Dragon Ball Z Kai. But GT apparently having this slow pacing, I'm kind of disappointed to hear that.
In exchange for the Dragon Ball. So how do they do it? They make Trunks dress like a girl and pretty much go on a date with...
Oh no, don't massacre my boy Trunks. No. I know that Team 4-Star do the whole Princess Trunks joke, but it's like a joke, you know? It was a joke in the Broly thing. It was not actually... Oh, poor Trunks, man. He does not deserve this. So the robot merges with the radar and he doesn't even work properly. A dance battle? Yeah, they literally thought, hey, people like the Ginyu Force, right? Let's like dial it up and make it stupider. The modern animated movies do the same thing. It's like the plot will end too early, and to extend the runtime of the movie, there has to be some random musical dance number at the end. I think the Angry Birds movies do it. Other CG animated movies in modern times do that. It's like, hey, we need the movie to be, you know, reach the 120-minute mark, because apparently 90 minutes is not good enough anymore. We need to have 120, and what do? Dance number.
Worried about what Dr. Mew has up his ugly, green, very tight-ass sleeve, and worries that it might be too dangerous for Pan. He says that they should return to Earth real quick and get Goten and leave Pan. This is an amazing idea. We should
get another character and have them show up and bring more hype to the show, because, oh, we're bringing another character in, and that makes things a bit interesting. That's not a bad thing. That wouldn't necessarily make Pan a different, like a bad character. It's just, yeah, if you leave her out for a couple episodes and swap in another, that could be another interesting way to kind of spice things up.
Gets turned into a metal slab and gets sent to Dr. Mew's lab. Pan flies off to go get him, and Goku
turned into a slab?
I don't really like this fight.
Like the slab? Like, return the slab. I don't know if there's anyone who remembers Courage the Cowardly Dog, but yeah.
Moment, it turns both Goku and Pan into metal slabs. He then brings them to Dr.
Oh, like, when he meant slabs, he meant like Star Wars carbonite. Oh my gosh, really? Yeah, they could just destroy it. We don't want another perfect Cell scenario. Whoops.
Really get that powerful?
Alright, why are y'all just standing there? In fact, you know what? Why didn't Trunks just destroy it when nobody was around?
When Giru told me this, I had him show me where the main computer was and I shut it off.
Baby is reborn, but when he comes out, Goku and the gang made quick work of him. But he's able to escape with Dr. Mew. He then kills Dr. Mew by boring through his inside and reveals—
Oh no, he does the xenomorph thing. He goes in his body and splats out. So they really are just recycling what they did in the Android saga, you know, like Dr. Gero makes a bunch of killer robots and then the killer robots decide to kill their creator because, you know, they're robots. Their whole thing is, well, we're gonna destroy the Earth anyway. We don't need to be bullied by a guy who has a kill switch who can turn us off at any time. And then yeah, okay. The fact that his name is Baby, like, I know everyone says it so seriously, but can you imagine I'm just like, you're just like talking to a stranger out and about and you just say, well, hey guys, I'm watching the Baby Saga, and you're like, Baby Saga? Are you watching Rugrats? No, I'm watching Dragon Ball. Baby Saga?
race called the Tuffles, whose planet was white.
Oh, they brought the Tuffles into this. Okay. Also, wait, so Dr. Mew, and it just clicked in my head. Dr. Mew, and then I also said that Baby kind of looks like Mewtwo, how he's sitting there in the pod and like whatever, and I'm seeing weird like Pokemon, Dragon Ball like parallels here now. My brain just clicked in my head. Mew.
This random dimension where he has to play a board game or else he'll lose his life. Apparently,
A board game?
Kai was able to nab.
This sounds like something that would happen in Yu-Gi-Oh, particularly Season 0 Yu-Gi-Oh, but Yu-Gi-Oh nonetheless. But anyway, moving on. Okay, if the show is as bad as he says it is, maybe it could be worth watching with like a group of friends just to like laugh at the episodes.
Pulling out Goku's tail instead. I understand.
They pull his tail out. What? Huh? Kibito Kai teleports him back. Can Goku not instant transmission in this show? I've not seen him instant transmission, or at least it's not been mentioned. Can he do that in this show?
Just turn into chocolate. Instead of blasting him to smithereens, let me eat him. Good diet.
I mean, it's chocolate, dude. If I turned my enemy into chocolate, you could A, yeah, destroy it, or B, you could eat it. So he's probably thinking, I already made dessert. I'm no supervillain, so I wouldn't actually eat a human being, but, I mean, he's a supervillain that turns someone into chocolate, so... yeah, I suppose he would eat them. It's,
Goku, the coolest transformation that Dragon Ball has ever seen. Super Saiyan Quattro. This is
Yo, it's Super Saiyan 4. Yeah. They were building up a Super Saiyan 4, but why did he turn into why did he turn into an Ozaru that's yellow? Is that... I'm probably missing a detail there. Yeah, this is the one thing that everyone always praises about, is like, they added a cool transformation. Like, kids in the schoolyard used to always go on about Super Saiyan 4, and it was like, oh, Super Saiyan 4? And then that started the whole trend of, you know, going on the internet and trying to look up other Super Saiyan forms that don't exist. And then Dragon Ball Super happened. The classic thing that they do to drag out the fight a little bit, which is, oh, we're gonna play around.
is futile until Tuffle Boma creates a machine that amplifies blood waves in order to supercharge Baby and
Amplify
turn it into a
blood
golden
waves.
Ozaru. You know, this
Golden Ozaru? Okay.
Ozaru is about to kill Goku, and Pain launches herself into harm's way again. She stops Baby from killing Goku, but
How?
why did he stop? He should have just punched right through her. Isn't he supposed
He
to?
would have punched right through her. He's got no attachment to her. Wow.
Holy crap.
The whole year has passed.
I'm real tired of you trying to gaslight me. Me and this cat are gonna have to box. What do you mean it's been a whole year since Baby used the—
That was a year? Because in plenty other situations in the other shows, like, you know, usually only a couple days or a couple weeks or have passed. So all that happened in a year? How long were they gone adventuring? That's what I'm wondering. Because,
She's counting on her fingers how many days there are until the
well, there are 52 weeks in a year, so by her logic, they've spent 50 weeks looking for the Dragon Balls and also fighting Baby. That's actually pretty long in comparison to some of the other enemies that they fought in the past. So. If Piccolo dies, do they still have the other Dragon Balls? Could they have used the other Dragon Balls against Baby, or we only care about the Black Star ones now? I feel like from what I've been watching from this so far, it seems like the second half of GT is better than the first half, but also there's just a lot of plot holes, and I should not take this show seriously, and I'm well aware that the show is not canon. And then they use the Namekian Dragon Balls to solve the problem, so I'm still wondering about the original Dragon Balls. They could have used the original Earth Dragon Balls, couldn't they? They don't turn Goku back into an adult for reasons. Yeah, why don't they turn Goku back into a human? And by that logic, this whole show maybe didn't even have to happen, because they could have just gone to Namek and asked the Namekians to turn him into an adult. Couldn't they? Balls! There's a tournament arc in GT? Oh, okay. I suppose that's how you can write good filler, because Dragon Ball has always been good with tournament episodes, tournament arc episodes, so this potentially could be a good arc to watch.
Goku is at the crib having dinner with his family when Trunks shows up all beaten and bloody. And when they go outside to get him, they notice that there's a black hole in the sky. It's revealed that Android 17 is the one who beat Trunks up. Back in Hell, we learn that the doctors recreated another Android 17 in Hell.
What? But he has nothing! The villains have nothing in Hell. That's why it's Hell, because they're in Purgatory and they have nothing. How would Jiro make another Android 17? Out of all the ones that could get redemption, Raditz could have been one of them, potentially. You know?
Shouldn't Cell have been foaming at the mouth at an opportunity to absorb 2 Android 17?
He probably would have. It would have been like a perfect opportunity for him to just, oh yeah, I'm just gonna reabsorb those androids, yeah, and just fly out of here.
But instead you focusing on Goku, I'm thinking too deep into it. Anyway, back on Earth, remember Cooler? Remember Nappa from when this series was actually good?
Well, Cooler is not canon, even though Cooler was actually a cool villain. And Nappa, yeah, Nappa I will agree with. Yeah, there's definitely like, it could have gone so many directions, and it didn't.
So why isn't he here to
yeah, Baby would be in Hell too, and he's not there. That they do kind of mention that kind of stuff in Dragon Ball Z, that like before they were turned into androids, they were just twins. They were just, you know, fraternal brother-sister twins. So having this kind of dialogue is actually really sweet.
Mindless behavior. The androids fuse together and they turn into a Megan Fox gender swap. This dude is constantly flicking his hair back to make sure the camera gets his good.
That's an interesting way to explain it.
17 PNGs being put on the same layer. Look at this lazy shit. All of this.
Ah, yes. Joke as you might about that being lazy animation. It's still better than One Punch Man Season 3. Oh! Yeah.
To break the limits of what it means to be strong through unbound tenacity, unmatched resolve, and the power of friendship. He's a hero of Earth that has a lust for battle, but still cares deeply about the safety of
exactly. That's who Goku is. You know, he's virtuous. He's, even when he's kind of goofy, he's virtuous and he cares about, you know, helping the people around him. Shadow Dragon Arc. Wait, why is the dragon blue and splitting into 7 others? We have evil dragons now? Evil dragons? Why is that being coming out of the Dragon Balls? But the Guardians make the Dragon Ball... Okay, so now they fight multiple shadow dragons. I guess that's the thing. They don't even look like dragons. They look really... they look really strange. They look more like lizard people. You brought Chi-Chi and Videl. Look, they're both good at fighting, but they're also very human, as in they're fragile. Like they will blow up if they're too close.
To turn Vegeta into a Super Saiyan 4. Something about this feels wrong. For some,
I guess, going by this show's logic, it doesn't seem like a bad idea. I'm still just curious how she made that machine so quickly in the first place, because it was used during the Baby Saga, and she just randomly had it made out of nowhere. So was she planning to use this machine for something prior to the Baby Saga, and she just had it laying there, or did she create it that quickly out of thin air? I'm not sure. Ah, yeah, that's true. Okay, that was like a really cool thing about this show, is like they actually did the fusion dance willingly. Like they both, there wasn't really any fighting or resistance. They're just like, yeah, you know what, we're gonna do the fusion dance, we're gonna SSJ4 Gogeta. But then they split apart. What? They just split them? What?
Himself and shooting party poppers at this nigga. Stop
Cloning himself and shooting party poppers.
Before they split up, they were
What? I was gonna say, that's super cool. They like made Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, and then they're just dicking around in their new form. Even Vegito was, you know, more serious.
Looking grim. For some odd reason, Goten and Trunks don't try to fuse to provide some help. I also hate this.
We can't help because we just be getting in the way.
It's
I mean, yeah, do they not go Gotenks in this show? Because going Gotenks, like, could still help. And Gohan being like, yeah, he's about to explain it. Yeah, Gohan literally has ultimate power. Like, Gohan is also really strong. So Gohan could easily help them out. Like, if they all team up to help, you know, you get Gogeta, you get Gotenks, you get Gohan, you get them all fighting. Potentially, that would be like, the guy could not win, you know? Actually, yeah, that's one thing I'm a little confused about. So, because he went Super Saiyan 4, he's an adult, and that's why he was able to do his fusion dance with Vegeta. But then when he reverts out of it, he reverts back to being a kid. So, okay, so then Shenron shows up and says, look, I don't want this to happen again, so I'm gonna take Goku and leave with the Dragon Balls. Huh?
never sees Gohan again, never sees Goten again.
What? I don't understand. Yeah, I don't understand that. I heard about like how they mention, you know, many generations later about how their families are doing and stuff, but like, is that really what happens? He's gone all that time and what, his grandson's grandson? How old would that make Goku then? Oh my gosh, I don't even want to think about it. How did she find Goku's clothes? He was wearing them when he left. It's not like he changed gear or something. It definitely feels like there's a bit of the nostalgia goggles right now, that people are loving this. I think I can agree. I think my final verdict is that I think some of the love for the show is nostalgia goggles. Some of it is the fact that parts of the show feel good. You know, I think part of the Baby Saga stuff was cool. It's just that there were definitely a lot of plot holes. But I think parts of the Baby Saga were pretty cool, even though the introduction of Baby just felt like they were recycling stuff from the Android and Cell saga. But still, once the ball got rolling, it seemed like an interesting arc. And then this one with the Omega Shenron, like the final fight having SSJ4 Gogeta seems like a pretty iconic moment. It's pretty cool. But then it's not even how he ends up defeating Omega Shenron, so that's kind of weird. And then how the show ends, I feel, is really dumb. Like the whole fast forward to centuries later, and this is what's happening, and Goku's been gone all this time, and it feels kind of weird. I think in the show they do end up erecting a statue of Goku to kind of honor him, and that seems kind of cute and poetic because it's finally acknowledging that like Goku's been a hero. But Goku's always been that kind of guy that doesn't really want to gloat about it. Like even when Mr. Satan throughout the show has like taken credit for stuff that's happened, he never really minded because Goku's kind of like, I don't really care about fame. He just cares more about helping the people he cares about and making sure the Earth is okay because the Earth is his home. And also he's just very empathetic. One more time, thank you Kyūkyoku Shenron for making the video. It's a pretty entertaining video, so I will say if you wanted to go watch his video in full, definitely go do that.